14 WILI and 95.3 FM presents Hometown Threads, a closer look at our community and the people that make it go. Every week, you'll hear uplifting stories from our local businesses and our neighbors. Now, here's our host for Hometown Threads, Keith C. Rice.
Thank you, Marianne Gargoni, my wife, the voice of Hometown Threads, and welcome to episode number 4 on 14 WILI, 95.3 FM, Willimantic Today Facebook, and I got to mention this as well, the WILI Radio YouTube page. You know, I don't think I've mentioned that in the previous 3 episodes. There are a bunch of ways you can get to Hometown Threads. Obviously, 5:05 to 5:30 on the radio Tuesdays on WILI, 1400 AM, 95.3 FM, Wednesdays on Willimantic Today Facebook. Hello to RJ and the admin team at Willimantic Today. Thanks for having us. And a big thanks to J. Matt Rupar, not behind the glass, but behind the board. I was going to say behind the glass. Producers are usually behind the glass, but there's no glass separating us here. And it's a pleasure to welcome in our guest for episode number 4. You may see a shirt. All Sleep, Josh Eves from All Sleep in South Windham joining us. It's great to have him here, and I'm sorry, you must get this all the time. By the way, that's got to be one of the best commercial jingles I think I've ever heard.
Oh, great.
Makes you, I'm going to sing it, so hopefully I'll...
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know. Oh, no is right. Makes you want to... But this is, it's a brilliant marketing jingle. All sleep, all you need is... Oh, sorry, we'll stop right there. But you get the point. You've heard it. It makes you want to take a nap.
I won't sing it. I'll sing it.
But am I right, though, Josh Eves from All Sleep?
Yeah.
I mean, how many years, first of all, has that jingle been running?
Oh, boy. The 90s, I think, is when...
The 90s?
Is when that jingle first appeared, yeah.
Wow. I mean, it's brilliant because it's, you know, and I know you we'll get into, obviously, later on during the show, what exactly what you do at All Sleep and what All Sleep has in its store. But it really, every time you hear that jingle, it makes you want to yawn. It makes you want to sleep.
I have people who come in singing it. It's great.
See, I told you.
It's my day every time.
And I'm sure they're much better than me. All right, so episode number 4, Josh Eves from All Sleep is with us. And I want to thank you for watching and listening to Hometown Threads. So, Josh, you are a Willimantic, Windham native, Eastern Connecticut. Tell us a little about yourself before we get into All Sleep and how successful they've been.
Oh, sure, yeah. Oh, well, originally I am from Maine, but we moved down when I was 5. My dad got his PhD at UConn. So, yeah, I did all my schooling in Windham. I mean, I lived in Scotland for a little bit, but I've been in this whole area.
Eastern Connecticut.
Yeah, this whole area my whole adult life, certainly. And I've worked at All Sleep since I was 18. So.
18. And you and I basically both started almost around the same age. Well, I know I'm a little older. Much older. But yeah, we both started in our teens in businesses that we love, and so you started at the age of 18. So pretty much, well, you went to Windham High, right?
Yeah.
So were you right out of school that this job? How did it start for you?
Yeah. So I started as a delivery helper at the store, and as they told me later, I was the only candidate who could read a map, and so that's why I got the job. Which doesn't even matter anymore. Like, nobody cares about being able to read a map.
I don't think we need maps. You don't sell maps at all, right?
No, but you certainly needed to know how to get from place to place. But,
exactly.
Yeah. Now it's all phones, but yep. And so every opportunity I had to learn a new aspect of the business, I tried my best to take advantage of it.
Well, I'm sorry. Let's back up again.
Yeah.
You're 18.
Oh, nepotism.
Oh, so was it within the family?
Well, my best friend in high school, his uncle was the owner at the time. So he asked all his friends, who's gonna be on the truck with me.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that's how it all happened for you at the age of 18.
Yeah.
And it's always been in the same location, Route 32 in South Windham?
Originally All Sleep started inches away from this building on Railroad Street. Which doesn't exist anymore.
Yes.
Yeah. And then when the Eastbrook Mall opened, they were one of the stores that opened it. And the current location on Route 32 in South Windham was originally the warehouse and offices, and then was converted to showroom. And they bought that in the early 80s. So.
Wow.
That's where we've been since. Yeah. Originally, it was founded by Glenn Newcomb, and his brother Vaughn was in that as well. And then Mark Gadarowski was the owner, who was there when I was hired. So
I see on your shirt, All Sleep, been in business since 1974. And who was the original owner? Was it Newcomb?
yes, yeah.
Okay.
And then Mark joined in, I think, a year into it. And
Right.
So, yeah.
Now, how did you get to know the Newcombs and the?
So Mark's nephew was my friend in high school, and
Gotcha.
yeah,
And that was your introduction
that
to
was my
the
introduction.
company.
And I never thought I'd know as much about beds as I do now. I was just originally hired just to carry beds.
Wow.
Would be the other end of the mattress.
And look at you now. So what's your title now at All Sleep?
Owner, president, I guess. I don't know.
Not bad for the age of.
39.
Look at that. Look at that. So okay, so you started out as what was your first job there again?
A delivery helper.
Delivery helper.
Yeah.
And then tell us how it all went from there.
Yeah. So then they let me drive the truck. That was fun, and they saw that I was good with people, so they gave me some hours on the showroom floor. And
How quick were you moving up at the time? Because
yeah, I think I started having sales hours within my second year at the company.
really,
Yeah.
that's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So
You started seeing like you were going out on sales calls at what age? At the age of 20?
yeah, on the showroom, helping people find mattresses. Yeah.
Very impressive. Very impressive. So you're building relationships early on, and now, what year did All Sleep move to where they are now?
Oh, 82 is when.
Oh, it was 82?
I think when they bought that location. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't. It was 2001 when I started working at All Sleep. So
Wow.
they had been there quite a while. So
Now, obviously, well, you've been there so many years, and you're the owner now. Was there ever a time early on? Yeah, you're thinking to yourself, I enjoy doing this. I'm developing some relationships along the way. Was there any time you're like, I don't know if I'm sure. I may want to try another
Yeah.
field.
yeah. So
Tell us a little about that.
yeah, in 2006, at the end of 2006, I told Mark that's the next summer in 2007 that I was going to quit because I wanted to hike the Appalachian Trail, and so can't work if I'm on the trail. So he came to me the next day. He said he would hold my job for me. So I think he thought I was going to last 2 weeks, and then he had to hold my job for 5 months, where I walked from Georgia to Maine. Yep.
Must have really liked you if you're holding your job for 5 months.
I guess so.
So you hiked from Georgia. And what year was this again?
2007.
2007. You're hiking the Appalachian Trail from Georgia to Maine.
Yeah.
They're holding your job for you.
Yeah.
And that must have been a sign they had pretty big plans for you.
Yeah. I was sure that I wanted to stay, and I think we started our succession planning the next year. So
Really?
yeah.
So a year after you returned from the Appalachian Trail,
Yeah, we
they're
started.
sitting you down, and how old are you? Wait, you're about what?
I was 26.
26 at this point,
Yeah.
and they're sitting you down, getting you ready for possible ownership down the road.
Yeah. I mean, it took 10 years before I ended up buying the business, but it was a slow process.
And tell us
but
how
it
that
was
went.
good. I just got more and more responsibilities as we went. You got to learn how to do the books, and you got to learn how to order things right. And
But when the opportunity was coming, first of all, were you a little? Well, you had to be obviously excited. You had to be nervous.
Oh, yeah.
You're like in your mid-20s,
yeah,
and you're learning as you go, which is impressive within itself. But like you say, you had to learn the books and how to be an owner and all that. I'm sure there were people showing you along the way. What were some of the problems you hit? What were some of the problems you may have encountered during that part of your journey? Learning how to be an owner at such a young age.
probably the biggest thing I had to learn to do was to listen better. You just have to pay attention and soak in as much of that advice as you can. So
They must have really believed in you at such a young age.
I think so. Yeah. I mean, the previous owner, Mark, he's my son's godfather. Like they meant a lot to me. They still mean a lot to me. Both him and his wife, and yeah, we have a great great relationship.
So let's go back. I'm sorry, going back
Yeah.
to the Appalachian Trail for
Oh,
a
sure,
second.
yeah,
And
yeah.
so it was during that period when you stepped out, and where you were still indecisive. If this is the road you wanted to go,
Yeah.
not the trail, the road.
Yeah.
You're in your career. What were some other ideas that were popping into your head of things that you may want to do besides running All Sleep?
I mean, I think that if I didn't have the career that I have, I think I would have been interested in becoming like a park ranger or that kind
A
of thing.
park ranger.
But you know, I'm very happy where I am. I didn't have many other plans. I'm pretty sure that I knew what I wanted to do.
And how has All Sleep grown over the years too? I mean, obviously you said 1982 is when you guys moved to where you're at now.
Yeah.
And by the way, don't let me forget. I want to come back to the marquee. No, I love the quirky things you guys put on the
Sure,
marquee.
yeah, yeah.
But you did you start at what did All Sleep start out as, and then how did you guys expand over the years
Yeah.
as far as what you sell?
Oh, sure. So in 1974, we started as a waterbed store. So
Remember waterbeds?
Yeah,
Wow.
almost exclusively waterbeds, and we still sell waterbeds. We're New England's largest waterbed store now, but certainly that is not the lion's share of what we do as it used to be. So when they moved to the mall, when the mall first opened, they had accessories, jewelry, and that kind of thing for the front of the store. And then when they moved to that location in 82, they started doing some living room furniture and regular bedding. Since I took over, I expanded our mattress lineup. So we used to show 25 beds. We now show over 50. And I expanded our living room lineup. We used to show 10 chairs and a couch, and now we have now 30 chairs and 10 choices of couches.
So chairs, couches, beds, water beds. What else am I missing at All Sleep?
Pillows, sheets, bedroom furniture.
So that's pretty good as far as expanding.
Yeah. We pack it in the store.
Well, let's, as I get the jingle in my head, I'm going to take a nap. No, I'm kidding. I just love that jingle. I can't get away. All sleep, all you need for... Okay, sorry. Seriously, but that's what you want to do. It's like marketing 101. You want it to be in your head. So again, he says it goes back to the 90s. I love that jingle. Let's talk about beds for a second. Water beds.
Yep.
I know you said you're New England's top water bed.
Yeah, we're the largest waterbed store in New England.
So you're still selling water beds. I
We
mean, I guess what I'm trying to ask. So water beds still flying out the door here and there, or what?
Yeah, no, they're not like they used to be. I mean, it was a huge business.
I still love playing on my
Yeah.
parents' water bed, jump up and down. Oh, get off the bed! Sorry, go ahead.
They just, you know, we mostly service our local customers. We have people who travel far because we're the closest. So, like, we have people from Rhode Island, and
Really?
New Hampshire, Massachusetts, even New York come for our water beds. But certainly we sell a lot more, you know, quote unquote regular beds than water beds. Yeah.
Okay.
But I have 4 of them on display.
4 of them on display, and I'm sure people have to try them out if they
Oh,
want
yeah,
the bed.
absolutely.
So there's a question I just thought. What happens the most? People coming in and singing the jingle, or playing on the waterbed? I haven't seen waterbeds in so long, but I guess you just go to All Sleep and you can see them anytime you want.
Well, they're not like they used to be, like with that, you know, that super wavy.
They've changed the waterbed.
Yeah, so they're like inside the bed now. There's layers of fiber, and those layers disperse the motion, so that you don't have that crazy feel on it.
I feel like you're going to sink or something.
Yeah.
Well, it's 2022. I guess they got it.
And we have water beds. They look like regular beds now. They're, you know, I think when people think of water beds, they think of these giant wavy things with these, you know, ugly bed frames and
Right, yeah. Or you can go body surfing on those things.
Yeah.
So, wow, I'll have to come over and see how it's changed over the
They
years.
have, yeah.
'Cause all I can do is picture, you know, my parents' waterbed where you just go, but you feel like you're going to get seasick. So what is like your well, obviously beds is probably the hottest thing you sell, right?
Yeah, I would say about 60% of our business is mattresses. Yep.
All right, now let's talk about the marquee, which you see now All Sleep is on Route 32 in South Wyndham. It's right next to Dunkin' Donuts. So I got to admit, when I'm in that drive-through, because I live right down the street from All Sleep, actually. If I'm in that drive-through, if I'm just on my way to our Norwich stations, I always see, how often are you guys updating that marquee? I've seen some brilliant things. And is that you putting stuff on the marquee?
Yeah. So we have one by the road where I always put something, some pithy saying or something, and then a sale item, and then we have the one facing the drive-through, which is always a goofy thing. Yeah.
Is there a way we can plug Hometown Threads and the Josh Eves performance or guest appearance on the marquee?
Yeah, I'm sure I can put that out there. Tune in.
Well, maybe we should plug it for at least a week. Well, I know you got to plug business first, but how often are you updating that? Because that marquee is a great tool. I mean, not just the marketing jingle, which is still in my head.
I try to change it once a month. Yeah.
Okay, once a month. So it's not like you got to get out there and change it every.
No,
you got too many other things on your plate.
You got to make sure everybody gets a chance to see it, and we always put them on our Facebook page too. So yeah.
Well, that's another thing. Okay, so you can find All Sleep on Facebook.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're on Route 32 in South Wyndham. What's the website?
Allsleep.net.
Okay, we'll make sure to hit all this towards the end as well. Take us through a day in the life of Josh Eves in running All Sleep. From the minute you get out of your bed from All Sleep.
Well, I get out super rested, of course. Well, I wear many hats at the store, so...
Are you a one-man show? No, you have other people helping.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I mean, we're a small shop. There's 5 of us who are at the store.
Give them a shout-out. Come on.
Yeah, so Shannon and Alma are my sales team, and then Will and Keith are out on the road bringing beds to people.
Good name.
Yeah, yes. And, my day-to-day is mostly, I guess working on marketing and ordering and, some of the boring stuff. But I do enjoy getting on the truck every once in a while and still delivering, because the best part is bringing people their beds and seeing their happy faces.
So how about that? The owner is still driving the truck and making personal deliveries.
I do.
How often would you say that happens?
I'm usually on... Keith, who works for me, is a young man. He's still in high school, so I do twice a week, probably morning deliveries during the week. So.
That's great. And what are your hours usually at All Sleep?
We're open 10 to 6 Monday through Wednesday, 10 to 8 Thursday, Friday, and 9 to 5 on Saturday, and we're closed on Sunday.
Okay, you're watching Hometown Threads. This is episode 4. Our guest is Josh Eves from All Sleep. We've gone from Josh to Josh. Last week it was Josh Walmsley from Green Valley Tree. This wasn't planned. It's just, okay, maybe it was a little. So we got to get another Josh in here. And we have Josh Eves from All Sleep. And, I of course, as I mentioned, a little background on Hometown Threads, how this all comes together. And I like to bring this up because the show's still kind of new, is I develop relationships with the clients that come into the radio station and record their spots. Like literally, we just recorded another All Sleep spot with Josh, and who has a great voice, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
A great voice. Even before, Josh and I are Facebook friends, and I remember hearing, before I even met him face to face, I'm like, this guy's got a really great voice. And now I got to actually record a spot. But what I'm getting at is, this is how the show kind of started. I'm just so intrigued by the fact that you're so young and you're a business owner, successful business. And I think there's a lot of people that don't know how these businesses started. Like, Dave Wallner, Willie Brew, Josh Walmsley, Green Valley Tree. And now we have Josh Eves from All Sleep. And do you get a lot of people asking you, wow, you're so young, you're a business owner, and what's it like to be in your 30s, kind of like Josh Walmsley last week, and running your own business?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, my 40th is coming up pretty quick, so I guess I don't feel as young. But
oh, stop! Yeah. I just turned 50. You're got to be 40 again.
It was very. I bought the business January 1st, 2018, and that it was intimidating.
What was that day like? New Year's Day, 2018. Take us through that day.
I was nervous. Yeah, absolutely. But I had been given the tools, so.
But come on, you must be thinking to yourself, "Oh my goodness, I'm going to be running this company on my own." And I know you'd have help, but that had to be an incredible feeling.
Yeah. Well, the last 2 or 3 years, I had done the day-to-day anyway, so I just we just slowly took one safety net out after another. So to me, it was I guess it was just a gradual process, and so I was ready to go January 2nd. Yeah.
Well, good for you. And what are some of the lessons you learned along the way? Like something like, maybe a mistake that something that you forgot, or something you wish you could have back. That, well, I know you're learning stuff every day still as being a business owner, but are there stuff that you along the way that I could have done that better, or
Oh, certainly. Yeah. I mean, being a new business owner and COVID happening,
take us through a little of that as well.
It's crazy to navigate that and make good decisions about, being good to your workers who work for you, and being a safe environment, especially in an environment where people need to try things out.
Right. So I'm glad you brought up COVID. Here we are, kind of, I guess people are saying on the back end of it, we're all still being very careful.
Sure.
But as a business owner, okay, here comes COVID.
Yeah.
How did you approach that?
Yeah, I guess we were, when they were declaring what kinds of businesses were essential and non-essential, I fell into the non-essential category, but I did reach out to the state because I sell lift chairs, and those are really important for elderly people, and we need to get them to them right away if they have a health emergency. So we got a dispensation to stay open. I sent most of my staff home with pay, and I ran the store for a couple of months by myself.
So you were still in there on a daily basis during COVID.
Yeah,
obviously masked
about,
up.
yeah.
Customers are coming in. Oh yeah, how were customers still? Because you had to get the word out. Well, you probably did it through social media and radio or whatever.
Yeah.
And to get the word out that you're still open, and people were masked up, and you still had to you're sanitizing and all that stuff.
Certainly,
right?
Absolutely. Actually, the best thing I did was the week after just about everything shut down is I came in here and I had a nice conversation with Wayne, and he got the word out that we were still open, and we just did the best that we could. We actually, every year that I've owned the business, even through the COVID years, we've been up. So
look at that. Look at that right there.
Yeah. So even that year where it was tough, those first couple of months, March, April, people need beds, and we're going to do our best to find the right one for you and to give you the best service we can. So.
That says a lot about you as a young, thriving business owner who's you kept it going during COVID. You kept the numbers up. That's quite impressive. As we get ready to wrap things up with Josh East from All Sleep, episode number 4, Hometown Threads on WILI and Willimantic Today Facebook. Tell us what's going on as we get into the holiday. Well, we're in the holiday season. Anything you want to promote that's big sales as we're getting ready for 2023?
Sure, yeah. So normally my philosophy is that I don't put things on sale because I believe in putting my best foot forward all the time. But that being said, we actually have some, when we have a sale, it's a real sale, at our store. We don't inflate numbers so that we can pretend that we're having a sale. And so there's real savings to be had because we're having end of the year clearance stuff. So through the month of December, there's some really great value to get.
Great. So it's All Sleep on Facebook.
Yep.
And it's allsleep.net.
Yep.
The website.
Yep.
And of course, you can hear the commercial all the time on WILI. Come on, let's sing it together.
Oh, no.
All sleep, all you need for sleep.
And sweet, sweet dreams from All Sleep. Oh,
and then you hear
it.
But here's the thing. You'll hear the commercial jingle in the beginning, and then Josh comes on in between, does his little shtick. Very well, I must say.
Oh, thanks.
And then it jingles out with singing. I'm telling you, and I can't get over it. It's a brilliant marketing jingle, and great job and everything you do. And it's a pleasure having you.
Thank you.
All Sleep, Route 32 in South Windham. And thanks for being the guest on episode 4. And thank you for listening here on 14 WILI 95.3 FM. And of course, Willimantic Today Facebook. And don't forget WILI Radio on YouTube. Come on, Josh, let's do this. Ready? No, we're pretending that we're sleeping. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching.
And that concludes another edition of Hometown Threads. Got a story for Keith? Reach out to him on Facebook by searching Keith C. Rice or email him at krice@hallradio.net. Don't forget to tune in next week on 14 WILI and 95.3 FM, as well as the Willimantic Today page on Facebook.